what's up YouTube? My name is Fly spelled with an I, and this is Fly Heritage. For each and every Tuesday, we talk travel. If by the end of the video you still like me, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I'd greatly appreciate it. So today, as the title says, we are going to talk about traveling while black while I was in Rome, Italy. So 2 reasons that caused me little tiny anxiety before going to Rome. 1, they treat their footballers and any other black footballers that happen to be playing against their team like crap. They throw damn bananas on the field and they call the black people monkeys and they do all this crazy stuff. And of course that's reflective of like a racist nature, right? Like just because you're at a sporting event doesn't mean that when you go home all of those feelings are erased. No, that means you're still racist and it just happened to manifest itself while you're at a football game. Thing number 2 that had me nervous about going to Rome, things that I'd read, things that I'd seen by other women there or women that have traveled to Italy, said that black women may be thought to be prostitutes. I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon. If I had on pearls, I would clutch them. Because no, like no. So I was, I see how they treat the footballers, racist in nature. And then I see how they treat, I heard how they treat black women, also racist and sexist in nature. So, I had a few things that gave me pause, but I went anyway. If I just could be completely honest, I was a little nervous, but I always wanted to go to Rome and I would not let my nervousness stop me. So I went ahead. However, I did want to have a game plan before I went. I did want to have a game plan. So my game plan was to be overly touristic. Is touristic a word? Well, I wanted to be overly touristic, right? So I wanted to carry my big camera and I wanted to pull out maps when I was lost. Like I wanted to send all of the cues to everyone around me that I was a tourist so that they didn't think that, I was a prostitute. Of course, there are associated dangers with that. Like, oh, maybe they might try to take advantage of me because I was a tourist or, other different things. So it was a balancing act, but I did behave like in a tourist manner as far as having my camera out and me pulling out maps and stuff when I was lost. So that worked well for me. So ultimately my plan worked. No one stopped me and asked if I was a prostitute. I didn't get I didn't get propositioned at any one point, and I can't say that I stayed on the beaten path. I actually walked all the way around Rome. I didn't take any kind of public transportation, whether it's taxi, bus, train. I didn't take any of that. I actually walked everywhere that I went, even when I walked to the Vatican. And my hotel was maybe 4 or 5 blocks from the Colosseum. So, I just walked everywhere I went because it's a very walkable city. And I was so proud of myself because I didn't get lost. Side note, I didn't get lost. And that's the first time that ever happened. And it's probably because I was so open about using maps and stuff. Normally, I don't like to look like a tourist. So I hide the maps or try to scout out my way before I go, write down a few key names of streets and stuff like that. But this time, I just pull out my map. Thank you, maps. So as you all know, Rome is, an ancient city. It was absolutely beautiful to see all of the old monuments and vestiges of ancient civilization still standing. And still in pretty decent shape. You could literally walk down different corridors and immerse yourself and imagine what it was like to live during those times. So that was actually very, very awesome. One thing that did surprise me about Rome while I was there, and it was completely unexpected, was that ancient Egypt is all over Rome, okay? It's everywhere. Their pillars have hieroglyphics engraved in them. I mean, they're like statues with like hieroglyphs and everything. There are statues of like African looking men and women. It was just it was a surprise to me. I knew before I went to Madrid, go watch the Traveling While Black Madrid video to see what I'm talking about. But I knew before I went to Madrid that there was the Egyptian temple in the middle of the city. However, I had no idea how much Egyptian influence Rome had. And I talked to one of my friends that had previously gone to Rome. So he said he calls it the stolen Egypt. And I know that the Egyptian temple in Madrid, to go back to that one, was gifted to the city. I don't know about all these ancient artifacts in Rome. I'll look it up though, just to inform myself. I'll look it up and do more research on how and why there's still such an Egyptian influence, and more importantly, why the Egyptians aren't credited. I want to do more research on that, but I was absolutely surprised at how much Egyptian influence there was. I didn't have much interaction with the people. The few people that I did converse with or things like that, like, they were pretty cool, but it wasn't a time where I fully immersed myself and hung out with the people and everything like that. I mostly just ate gelato. It's also a video of that. And I didn't get any stares or anything like that. I didn't have any staring situations. No one looked at me weird. And I turned out to have a phenomenal time. So Rome, you pass. It's my little mini Coliseum. Anywho, my name is Fly, spelled with an I. Follow me on Instagram at FlyHeritage. Check out my blog, flyheritage.com. Subscribe to my channel. Like this video. Leave me some comments. I always respond to my comments, and I'm always interested in what you all have to say. Come back next week. Stay lifted in love and light. Until then, ciao.